Section 2, Genetic Process. Uh, Today, geneticists rely on Mandel's work to predict the likely outcomes of genetic process. In this section, you will learn how to predict the probable genetic makeup and appearance of offspring resulting from this specific process. Genotype and phenotype, an organism's genetic makeup is it is genotype. The genotype consists of the alleles that the organisms inherit from its parent. For example, the genotype of white flower pea plant is in figure 7.6 consists of two recessive alleles for white flower color, represented as p small p small. The genotype of purple flowering pea plants may be either p capital P capital P capital P small. Either of these two genotypes would result in pea plants that has purple flowering. Because the P allele is dominant, one organism's appearance is its phenotype. The phenotype of P capital P capital or P capital P small pea plants is purple flower, whereas the phenotype of P small pea plant is white flower. As this example shows, phenotype does not always indicate the phenotype. In addition to recessive allele, certain environment factors can affect phenotype. For example, lack of proper nutrition can cause a genetically tall plant to remain short. So when both alleles of a pair are alike, the organism is said to be homozygous for that characteristic. An organism may be homozygous dominant or homozygous recessive. For example, a pea plant that is homozygous dominant for flower color has the genotype P capital P capital. A pea plant that is homozygous recessive for flower color has the genotype P small P small. When the two alleles in the pair are different, the organism is heterozygous for that characteristic. The pea plant that is heterozygous for flower color has the phenotype P capital P small. What's the probability? Probability is likelihood that a specific event will occur. Probability may be expressed as a decimal, as a percentage, or fraction. Probability is determined by the following equation. Probability is equal number of times an event is expected to happen. That's the number of time divide or above over number of time an event could happen. So probability is number of time an event is expected to happen over number of time an event could happen. For example, in Mendel's experiment, the dominant trait of yellow seed color appeared in the F2 generation is 6022 times. The recessive trait of green seed color appears 2001 times. The total number of individuals as 8023. So 6022 plus 2001. Using the probability equation above, we can determine that the probability that the dominant rate will appear in the similar cross is 6022 over 8023, which equals 0.75. Expressed as percentage, the probability is 75%. Expressed as fraction, the probability is 3 over 4. The probability that the recessive trait will appear in F2 generation is 2001 over 8023, which equals 0.25. Expressed as a percentage, the probability is 25%. Expressed as a fraction, the probability is 1 over 4. Fractions can also be expressed as a ratio. For example, the ratio of 1 to 3 represent the same probability of that 1 over 4 is. Probability tells us that there are 3 chances in 4 that the offspring of two heterozygous individuals will have dominant trait, and 1 chance is in 4 that the offspring will have only the recessive trait. The results predicted by probability are more likely to occur when there are many trials. For example, many coin tosses should yield a result of head 50% of the time and tail 50% of the time. However, if you toss a coin only a few times, you might not get this result. But each time a coin is tossed, the probability of landing tails is 50%, only after many tries. Would you be like to get the percentage of hit predicted on the basis of probability, that is 50% hits and 50% tails? Predicting results of monohybrid cross. A cross in which only one character is tracked is said is a monohybrid cross. If the offspring of a monohybrid cross are called monohybrids. A cross between a pea plant that is true breeding for producing purple flower and one that's true breeding for producing white flower is an example of monohybrid cross. Biologists used a diagram called Punnett square to aid them in predicting the probability distribution of the inherited trait in the offspring. The following examples show how a Punnett square can be used to predict the outcome of different types of crosses. Example 1, we have homozygous with the homozygous. Figure 7.7 shows a cross between a pea plant homozygous for purple flower color, P capital P capital, and pea plant for plant homozygous for white flower color, P small P small. The allele carrying in the gametes of homozygous dominant parent are represented by P's on the left side of the Punnett square, of course, and the allele carrying the gamete for homozygous recessive parents are represented by P smalls across the top of the Punnett square. Each box within the Punnett square is filled with the letters or alleles that are above it and left of outside the square. The combination of alleles in the four boxes indicate the possible genotype that can result from the crosses. Predicting genotype P capital P small in every case, thus there is 100% probability that the offspring will have a genotype P capital P small, and thus the phenotype purple flower color. We can see here, so a pea plant homozygous for purple flower, so this side is a purple flower, and it grows with the pea plants homozygous for white flower. This is white here, white. So the gametes for the white P small, and the gametes for the purple P capital. When we cross them, this one is representing male, and this one is representing female. So all genotype is P capital P small, and the 100% phenotype will be purple flower. Now, example 2, homozygous time heterozygous. Figure 7.8 shows a cross between a Guinean pig that is homozygous dominant for the trait of black coat color, B capital B capital, or a Guinea pig that is heterozygous for this trait B capital B small. The letter B small stands for the recessive allele. Genotype B small will result in a brown coat. Notice that two possible genotypes can result from this cross, B capital or B capital B small. The probability of an offspring having the genotype B capital is 2 over 4 or 50%. The probability of an offspring having the genotype B capital B small is also 2 over 4 or 50%. You could expect about 50% of the offspring resulting from this cross to be homozygous dominant for a black coat, and about 50% to be heterozygous dominant for black coat. The probable genotype is black coat color in every cases. Thus 4 over 4 or 100% of the offspring are expected to have a black coat. What would happen if homozygous Guinean pig were homozygous recessive for coat color? The homozygous would have the genotype B small. The crossing B small Guinean pig with the B capital B small Guinean pig is likely to produce about 50% B capital B small offspring and about 50% B small offspring. Now you can see here, this is the cross of B capital B small with the B capital B capital. Heterozygous with the heterozygous. In rabbits that allele of black coat color B capital is dominant over the allele of brown coat color B small. The Punnett square in figure 7.9 shows that the predicted results of the crossing two rabbits that are heterozygous B capital B small for coat color. As you can see, 1 over 4 or 25% of the offspring are predicted to have the genotype B capital B capital. 1 over 2, 50% are predicted to have genotype B capital B small. And 1 over 4, 25% are predicted to have the genotype B small B small. Thus 3 over 4, 75% of the offspring resulting from this cross are predicted to have a black coat. 1/4, 25% of the offspring are predicted to have brown coat. The ratio of the genotype that appear in both in that appear in offspring is called the genotypic ratio. The probability genetic ratio of the monohybrid cross in the figure 7.9 is 1 B capital B capital, 2 B capital B small, and 1 B small B small. The ratio of offspring phenotype is called phenotypic ratio. The probable phenotypic ratio of this cross represented figure 7.9 is 3 black and 1 brown color. You can see here, so B capital B small cross with the B capital B small. We will get 3 black and 1 brown. But this is phenotype. Genotypically, 1 B capital, 2 B capital B small, and 1 B small, B small.